So today I was thinking it would be good to talk about repetitive communication and rumination. Um, yeah, perhaps I'll touch on rumination first with this. So Tristan, just like anybody else, from time to time will get angry. Um, but often their anger is based on, things that he feels are an injustice, but on the outside of it, I would have said for his own safety. So I'll give you an example. Recently, his minibus had come and it had parked on the other side of the road. And so when he got out the bus and we were crossing the road, we obviously needed to look both ways. And he was about to walk out right into the middle of the road. And there was a car hurtling towards us. Someone that was obviously very, very keen on getting somewhere. So I said to Tristan, stop. And I also held his arm and made it very clear we had to wait. Otherwise, we would be run over. However, we got across the road and he was really, really angry with me. He was saying that he didn't want to stop. He didn't want to wait. And I tried to explain calmly that the reason why I had said stop, raised my voice, and had held his arm is because we would have been run over had we walked out. But he didn't accept that. And that will quite often happen with these sorts of scenarios. And what can then happen with him if he's become angry? That anger sort of can seep inwards, and there has been times where it's very clear he's ruminating on what he's become angry about, and he develops what looks like a really, really sort of blank stare. And I know in those moments when he's gone into that zone, there isn't space for communication. He's no longer in a zone to receive or be reasonable, and he can really, really get stuck in that. And it can be very, very hard to pull him out. And in those moments when he does stare really blankly, it has a chilling vibe to it. 99% of the time is such a lovely, lovely boy. And in those moments, it does feel like he could lose it. He could get really angry. And in those moments, he would be seeing me as someone that he just wants to focus that anger on. Another thing with things he becomes angry about, like I said, he sort of hangs on to them. So he does that with his brothers as well. So say, in the morning, one of his brothers was, get up, go and get dressed, or move, or whatever it is. Like one of them's particularly grumpy in the morning and will be really like that, doesn't have time for anyone or anything. Tristan will again sort of soak in what's been said, and where everybody else in the household, by that afternoon, we're on to other things. We've moved on. It's more like, how was your day? How did, such and such a thing go, Tristan will still be holding on to that. So there's times where he'll see one of his brothers and he's still on that track of being fed up about what happened before. I've also sort of noticed over the years his emotional responses can be delayed. It's like, I don't know, a slow moving iceberg. It's all happening, but there's this sort of delayed response. But you can rest assured his emotional response to things that have gone on with other people will actually come through, but it's delayed. And so sometimes it's difficult to know, why has he got upset at that moment? Nothing's happening now. It's all good. But yeah, it's very sort of interesting with that, and it requires a lot of observation and careful management.